Greetings, all you divas of the internet. Welcome back to another episode on the Grassfinder channel. This time it's Frontier of Man. Last time, Gray, your character,
Yeah.
you had found your way to you had successfully rolled your way through your acrobatics checks, making sure you could stand upright and use your
My legs.
your legs, your sarcophagus. This now hulking unit is towering through the ship's corridors, and you've made it to the bridge for the first time. You stand there, pride surging through you, and then you are hit with a crippling headache. Something has gone wrong. You don't know exactly what, but all your other crew members are lost to hysteria and delirium. They cannot seem, not all of them seem to be lost, but the ones that are cannot seem to find any friends. Everything is a foe in their eyes. They are armed with pipes, shards of plastic or glass, or tools of various kinds. They are scared.
That doesn't make sense.
Is there anybody who seems at all collected up their shit
Of course,
in the
this.
immediate location of me?
Captain Broker seems to be the most present, but he just has this 1,000-yard stare as he's slumped, arched back into his chair, looking out the window, the viewing port.
The fuck is he looking at? Can I see what it is he would be staring out at?
What you see in front of you is the Summit of Peace. All of the gathered species, the Sarcesians, Patra, goblins, the Ikeshti, to some degree, the humans, everybody has come to this point. Every known dignitary at from your time. And he sees, and you see, small bits of fire being traded between ships now. Small flickering lights. All of the other ships seem to be suffering the same malformities that you are currently having. All right, Sam, enough with the... It is a little bit loud. Do you mind turning that down just a hair? I have it as far down as I go.
Turn what down?
The battle music. It's a little...
A little peaky.
Yeah. All right. You've seen outside the viewport, the ships among you seem to have infighting. Even in between themselves, there seems to be various small arms fire, and power fluctuations across these other ships. You hear Captain Broker mutter under his breath, they're up to something. All right. What are you doing?
Sir, who might that be?
That, Socrates, I believe, is our enemy. All hands, prepare for battle. He's going to call a red alert.
This must be a massive fucking payload to hit such a wide area.
You still don't know what happened. You heard that whispering scream and you were crippled by a headache. It still seems to be affecting you, but not enough to affect your performance. But if you were to stop and think about it, it's like a sprained ankle. The more you don't think about it, the less it hurts.
Lovely.
After a few moments, everybody at their console, one of the ensigns turns around. Captain, they've got an energy signature swelling, and it's massive. Locate which ship it's coming from. Aye, Captain. What are you doing, Gray?
Obviously, in this scenario, we are still acquiring the information.
Yeah.
It would be more appropriate, given the scenario, to get to some form of defensive station, make sure everybody else ain't panicking.
Yes.
I'd need to go rally the ship, or at least certain crews.
I suppose you probably would want to arm shuttle crews and make sure the main batteries are loaded and manned.
Well, clearly we are not arming the individuals who look absolutely tweaked up out.
You do notice one tech down the hall who seems to be suffering a major migraine, but he is not thrashing about and screaming in this lost panic. Seems like you could tell him and direct him to gather the others if you wish.
Yes. Anybody who's excessively tweaked will be on the set to inactive.
Right away, sir. I'm going to set up triage in the infirmary, and we're going to make sure everybody gets dealt with in a timely order. Anybody who's still ship capable, we'll send to you. And he begins to stagger off down the hall. The energy signature has been located, Captain. All right, put it on main screen. And you see the largest of the Sarcesian flagships now currently has a thermal overlay with a massive blip directly at the center of this twisting structure that almost looks like a tumbleweed with lines and lines rolling upon themselves.
Well.
Captain, we don't know what it is, but it appears to be directly targeting our systems because everything is going haywire.
And it's coming from that ship?
And it's coming from that ship.
All right.
Socrates.
We're gonna need a shuttle, sir.
Take anyone you need. Take the shuttles. Make sure you get a good pilot.
Just
hit him hard.
More falling than flying.
And Socrates. Don't lose anyone.
I'm gonna put you on.
You proceed down this hall to the docking bay again, and you have a shuttle and a pilot, and you have at least 2 or 3 extra ground crew who are willing to, who are still capable and willing to go on this almost suicidal mission. What is your plan of attack here, sir? One of the ensigns or grunts talks to you.
All right, considering something that could put out that kind of energy, we might need to be looking for a large body inside the vessel. We'll probably assume one of the storage bays or landing bays. So, at least we have a point of entry.
Wouldn't it make more sense just to knock them out the sky or use some sort of ray to counteract the signal? What else can we do?
We need to break the damn thing.
Well, we do have... He points over to the end of the cargo bay, and you all see large boxes that have gray embossed letters that says danger. And on the bottom, it has big, bright black letters with a red accent, explosive. Do you think those would work?
Likely. We're gonna have to talk to the safety officer. Those are inappropriately marked.
Well, of course you would notice that. If you go over, you recognize these to be cores. Fuel cores, I believe.
Is our loading bay list pointed towards the enemy ship?
Not at the moment, but I believe with the quick call you could get the ship to rewrite itself.
Sure it's about.
Aye, Socrates. About face! The ship begins to pivot in place. It's a little low from where you're standing. You tell them just a wee bit higher, a few degrees more, until you are almost directly in line, pointing at this mass of ship. What are you doing?
We need a way to launch these.
Yes, you do.
That way.
Indeed, you do. I think the rest of the crew are going to look and notice what you're trying to do, and they're going to board the shuttle. I think you might want to walk over and reposition these large crates in a more advantageous position, directly in line, so nothing's obstructing it. But once you do, they await your command.
Okay. Feasibly, I would want them to take one of the fuel cores and try to, I don't know how you guys do it, juice that thing up so it's more like C4.
Oh, overload the core, sir? Of course, we can do that. One of the techs hops out. He starts punching into the core, and you can tell that this core is starting to react to this line of code because you feel the air begin to hum and the electrical charge surges through your body, and you feel it tingle across your skin. Even in your suit, you feel this sensation.
Ooh.
All right, we're primed. Whoa! It's got 3 minutes, sir. We got to fire now.
Well, what other vehicles are in this bay here? I'm trying to think of any loaders or anything. We need to either get it on that shuttle and get it out into 0G and boot it.
You have a shuttle. I wouldn't say this is a particularly heavy object for you to try and maneuver around. What are you looking for?
A way to get it out the bay quickly.
You want my suggestion? As the DM, just vent the cabin.
I was thinking that, but everybody else is kind of screwed here, so at least get
well,
those
they are currently in spacesuit because they were prepared to go in and out a space excursion to the other ship.
Well, that might still be a valid option. Right now, let's dump this thing. We need to send it that way.
You slam everybody inside the prepared shuttle. You try and chain it down from the outside, and you hold on for your own safety and press this large bent button trigger on the console. And in a moment, the air is sucked out and the silence hits you. You only hear your breathing. The soft clink of your joints and body scraping on the inside of the cell where the padding has been worn away from your presence. And then, after a few moments, roll me an acrobatics check.
Okay, let's see, what is mine? Okay, thank God. A 7. Can work with that. Boom. No. Okay.
Yes.
I'm drinking this shit.
A 2.
You do have hero points.
No. Let it
You
cook.
get one at the beginning of your session, but okay.
Yes, you do.
I know, but I don't want to burn them.
Okay.
Not on this.
That is just not enough on a 9. lose your footing.
Oh.
And just before you leave the edge of this barrier, this zone, you feel this electrical wave shoot through you, and you get shunted back into this the bay, the docking bay, but you're significantly higher up, and you fall 30 feet.
Ow.
All right.
God damn.
I think that is 15 points of bludgeoning damage.
Yeah, I'm currently looking through some stuff, but yeah. That's 15, you said?
Yes, half of the total fall.
Right. Damn. Alright.
Okay, this object has been sent out. You know it has 3 minutes. Why don't you roll me a luck check? DC 10 straight roll.
Oh.
18. This shuttle seems to be passing by relatively unnoticed and flying closer in towards this monolithic structure, this tangled bramble of metal and wire. You're not quite sure if it's going to make it all the way, but you know that it is going to definitely disrupt whatever's going on in that ship, because a drive core blast is going to send an EM pulse that's going to knock out a lot of stuff within an area. It's basically raw, unfiltered energy just being dumped into your systems. They get overloaded.
Yeah. Well, before this all blows, might be practical if we try to... Are there any... How should I put this? Friendly vessels in the region, you know, obviously regalia and markings of a group that would be friendly to us. Try to collect some form of support in this process while blowing up the fucking target.
What kind of support are you looking for?
Well, hopefully one less person to shoot at us.
Now, you're hoping for other people, another ship. Why don't you roll me a fate check? DC 15.
We evidently don't want to be near that thing when it blows up, so, you know.
You don't know how big this radius is going to be.
I can assume closer is bad. That's the best I got.
Closer is bad. A 19.
I'm using this dice pot.
Damn, okay.
You have...
I have the dice now.
Roll me a D4.
D4?
Yes.
3.
All right, you have one captain and a cruiser roughly the same size as the Shadow of the Doubt, and 2 smaller interceptor pilots who are more cognizant than the rest, and they all answer the intercom. What are you doing?
First warning them to not be near the said targeted ship that's currently got the bomb.
All right. They begin to make maneuvers to pull out away from the system while keeping a visual line if any fighters begin to follow them.
Yeah. Shit. I don't know how much time we even have left this entire scenario here. That bomb's still ticking.
That bomb is still ticking.
I don't even know how much time would have passed. You said 3 minutes when I started it, but this whole shebang. Not to mention travel time.
I will let you know when if you wish to do anything else, or we'll skip right to it. Any preparations? You do have some number of actions you can perform, quite a few of them.
Well, right now, there's not much that can be done until that bomb blows. We're just trying to fucking survive here. If we found friendlies, that's the best we got.
Are you trying to leave with the other ships? Have them back out with them, I mean?
Well, we did prepare for some bullshit, and if that's the threat,
Because you're already about face. You just need to turn on your engines and run.
Yeah, the ship should. I thought we were already out in the fucking void.
You just barely failed that check. If it was a natural one, I would have said you got sucked out. But that was a 2.
I would have dealt with that, but it was.
That was a 2, so you didn't naturally fail. So it was like, all right, you fucking smack your head on the floor or something. It was still a failure.
I was so prepared to be stuck in the void. It would have been some shit.
It would have been some shit. So, you begin to slowly back away, receding from this now launched shuttle. You see the chaos beginning to well up from the other species in this summit here. Everybody seems to have fighters out. There's firing on friendly ships. There's other ships with the same regalia firing upon others who are sporting a different kind of regalia. But it seems
been fighting.
Exactly. There is no particular target. And then you see for a soft moment that shuttle disappears. A small little blue void takes its place. And it looks like a hot, burning blue sun, and it begins to swell and create a massive ball of fire. You are not far enough away. No matter what distance you're at, you're never far enough away. This thing begins to swell as the edge of it meets this twisted bramble ship, this hive ship as you might call it. The edges that meet the corona begin to burst, and flames and metal begin to tear away from each other. Then you hear something that you've never heard in the vacuum of space. A pop, followed by a rumbling, followed by a roar. It sounds like jets of fire. And then everything shuts down. The ship lurches in place. Anybody who is not buckled in, the artificial gravity turns off and they begin to float. You stand there mindlessly just locked onto the floor with your magnetic boots at this point. Everything is shut down. All of the systems, all of the equipment, all of the engines, any piece of technology, any piece of human technology has been erased, shut down, and deactivated.
Oh.
For some strange reason, Clive, you are still active. As if though some other force is driving you.
I'm not trapped in a brick. Oh.
No, you're not. But there's no gravity. There's no oxygen. There's no force field in this cabin anymore. The only thing saving your allies is that shuttle that they've been put in place. The rest of the ship, if the doors didn't get closed fast enough, all of the oxygen is leaving right now.
Well, the thing is obviously we have closed the doors to purge the bay, so the cargo bay is isolated.
Correct. However, if you wish to get out of the cargo bay, you cannot open the doors. You'd have to manually open them, and the venting would begin.
Yeah, no, we good. We're stuck here. Sorry, folks. By the main ship some time. How long do they have?
You don't know. You aren't receiving any form of communication. And you cannot seem to release the people from the cab inside this shuttle anymore. It seems to have shut down. Any power that was making it work is no longer available.
Hmm.
The only operating piece of tech on this entire facility is you.
We need to get the tech crews on it, but I can't get out of here. They can handle that inside. The people should still be moving, so floating about or not, there's some management.
Indeed, there is. You don't know for how long. There's probably several days worth of air left on the ship. Those in the suits, however,
Only have hours.
only have hours. And the cabin inside this pod is no longer sustaining a vacuum because the electronics have shut off.
Yeah, even with the door shut, it's basically a tin can.
Exactly. Any oxygen that is in there, even if they take their helmets off and share the oxygen around, it's just simply not enough.
Mm-hmm.
You wait for a signal. Minutes pass. You see a large observatory deck with a glass bay where you can see crew members walking back and forth. They'll shine a light into you and acknowledge your presence and see if they're...
Okay, lights work.
These seem to be handheld crank lights. They do not appear to be any type of powered light. You know, those
Good.
old
They were
emergency
prepared.
lights?
Yep. The manuals, we understand. That is practical.
Correct. They acknowledge your presence, but these minutes grow long. These minutes become hours. These hours become half a day. You start to hear them softly tapping from the inside. You can't really tell what's going on. There's not a lot of visuals. They're in the cockpit, but you can only see so much from that angle. The rest in the back are coughing and choking, sputtering. Some of them appear to be coughing up blood at this point.
Something else gone wrong. Great.
There's just not enough air. The oxygen seals don't work that well when you don't have oxygen filters. And after a moment, the noise just stops. You see the last tech shutter their eyes, flutter closed, and they slump, jaw agape into this pilot's chair, lifeless. You are still waiting. More techs, more crew members come by this glass observatory and see you and acknowledge your presence, acknowledge what's happened, and they can only pass you messages by writing on the glass or on paper and pen and using a symbol of communication. Your communication is much less effective.
I can only tap on the hull.
Indeed. You get to them eventually. What has happened to the rest of this crew members? They're all sad and sorrowful. You are still stuck here. More hours pass. They turn into days. Then the days almost become weeks. You're still inside this bay, waiting to be released. No tech has come by in days now.
At this point, I'm just sitting on the fucking dock, staring out into space.
No techs come by now, and you can assume that if there was any oxygen left on this ship, the first people who started to die and decay, their gases have taken up all of the oxygen. It's no longer a frigate or a vessel or the shadow of a doubt. It is a tomb. A tomb which you now can feel that you can just freely wander. You have nothing going on at the current moment that's stopping you from opening those doors.
How
Not
long
even
is
sure
it
if he
been?
wants to go.
How long has it been? We'll say 3 weeks.
It's been 3 weeks.
Nah,
He
even
hasn't
best
starved yet?
calculation. Scenario, machine.
Remember, the sarcophagus is a sealed environment.
True.
It's designed for him never to come out of that thing, oxygen and everything.
It's slightly a cursed existence if you think about it.
And with his ossification, he no longer really needs physical calories. He has an IV drip that can sustain him, and I'm sure that this machine has plenty stored up. Though after a certain point, when you reach the final stages of ossification, that thing won't even do you any good.
Not a pleasant concept. Is it possible to go extravehicular? If serving on this ship, I should know the ship from the inside well enough to know where any ports and light or windows are.
Yes, I would say so.
This is going to be a lamentable trip to go see if I see anybody or what's left of them through the windows. Because I can't open the door just on spec. If they somehow manage to produce and maintain an oxygen capacity, even with plants and etc., this is still risk. I mean, let's face it, this is a military. They'll probably start closing and siphoning bulkheads so that way they shrink the amount of space needed and the amount of air dispersion.
Would you like to describe what this looks like?
Well, seeing as we're in the hangar, I'm sure I can find something that'll let me magnetically stick onto the hull better.
I would say that your outfit, your standard suit, comes with that feature.
Okay. This is where it sucks. I just gotta get my ass out and around. So, seeing as there's no gravity, this should be easy enough to just go along the hull.
You
Not too
take your
thrilled about this concept.
You take your first tentative step out into the void, and to soft thunk, you've clicked safely onto the outside of the hull. And with several more thunks, you've crossed the barrier, the meridian point. You are up close enough by a window, and you recognize this as one of the hallways that you used to ride down in your wheelchair when the techs would take you from your room to your office, to the infirmary, I mean. You see one very familiar looking tech with a mask on, a standard cloth mask, holding 3 or 4 data slates in their arm, their head slumped over, their body twisted and contorted, and looking a little sallow at this moment. Unmoving.
Fuck. Carry on.
You thunk, thunk, thunk further down, further up, I mean. You make your way past the living quarters. You go towards the communal area, the plaza, and then you find the captain's quarters, or the captain's chair, I mean. And
Main
there,
deck.
main deck, thank you.
Right.
There lies Captain Broker. He looks
Well, at this point, I
withered.
think he'd just be floating around or 0G.
He would be floating around, yes, if he weren't pinned by something that had fallen during the outage.
Fuck.
As some sort of large structure seems to have collapsed in from the top of this main quarter and struck him and the chair almost equally, pinning him to it.
Fuck.
Am I the only one getting vibes from Metroid Prime 1?
Yeah.
I'm just picturing like Star Trek for some reason.
All I'm envisioning is right now is looking in and then just looking up, going, oh. You know, that sigh of resignation. That's it.
It's like, all right, this happened.
This shit happened.
I think you know that at this current moment, there's nothing you can do for anybody inside the ship. However, there is large containers of super chilled gases that are designed for cryogenics preservation, and you could possibly hook yourself up to one or two of these tanks and preserve yourself for several centuries.
Yeah, and before I do that, though, I'm gonna go over to where the hull is marked with the actual ship name,
Yep, the shadow of a doubt.
and I'm gonna this everything's fucked anyway. I'm just gonna rearrange the hull segment there to be no longer doubt but dead
The
or
shadow
death.
of the shadow of death. The shadow of dead, whichever you prefer.
It just sounds better just to go death. It's shorter.
As you have your memorial moment, pondering all the lives that are lost, wondering why yours is spared, wondering if you're ever going to get out of this and see your children,
You know,
your
looking back,
family.
real quick, looking back at the area, obviously, since we weren't out of range yet, could I still see anything that was remaining from that scenario?
I think if you look over, you see the charred, destroyed, twisted remains. Where there once was a fleet of ships, there is now just naught but scattered metal and bits of hull. Anything that was available and correct and usable has long since been destroyed, either by the blast or by their own self-destructive tendencies. As you look back at this debris field, there is a soft glint. The light from a nearby star catches it. And you see beauty. This destroyed place almost looks like a field of flowers. Each glinting light a dewdrop on the petals of what once was. Almost hoping that if you close your eyes, it will be again. As you make your way back to the loading dock, each soft thunk, a silent but loud reminder of how alone you really are. at this moment?
I don't know if I'd have gone back to the dock just yet.
All right.
Just staring off at this, and it's just like, huh. Well, I'm gonna. I wanna. Well, I don't know if my comms are even working, but I will try.
You press the comm button as you have done 100 times before and 100 times since. There's no soft hiss, there's no click, but you speak anyway. You speak your words into whoever may be listening. Who knows? The void always remembers. What do you say?
If anybody's out there, hopefully you avoid this. Don't be like us. Don't fall for whatever just happened. And sorry, kiddo, I'm gonna be home late this time. I'm just gonna hang up.
You release the button, and as you do, the weight of everything is crashed down on you. Where are you going from here?
I'm gonna go back to the bay. I'll take the supplies for the stuff, and I'm just gonna sit my ass up against that shuttle that those poor fellows died in and hook myself up.
You prepare the vessel, you make sure that you're tied down so there's no risk of floating away, so you will remain with this debris. Captain goes down with his ship, and so does the first mate.
In this case, it's with my squad. Those poor bastards died here.
With a soft click and a hiss, you feel a cold rush. And then you attach another one. Another cold blast, but it feels so good on your aching joints. And your eyes flutter closed to a dreamless sleep that may never again be woken. As you drift in the emptiness. All right. And I think with that, we will move on to BA-17.
So it's the madman's turn. Enough emotional damage.
Emotional damage!
Emotional damage.
Go ahead, rescue this drama.
BA-17. Last time, you had been taken shopping by Emily. She was treating you more like a coat rack than a companion or a protector. Then for a brief moment, the lights turned dim. Everything happened in a flash. You cave one gentleman's face in, you throw the other one, you stabbed him, you slit his throat or whatever it was, and then you stepped on the third, asking him for information, and he didn't say anything. Whether he didn't or couldn't has yet to be seen. As you viciously end them for threatening Emily's life, you hear a soft gasp and a squeak, and she's covered her face, and you recognize that look of terror across her face. You talk to her, she responds in vague, one-word answers. I'm all right. Yeah, I guess so. You don't know what you've done, but something seems to have upset her. You think it'll be all right, as all things are. After a moment, you've had some time to think. Months have passed. You've almost completely forgotten the incident. You get a soft call from the girl's father calling you to his office. Well, hello, BA-17. I'm certain you've been getting along well with Emily. How's you been? How's your, connection been with Ohm? Everything good there?
I do not know.
Well, interesting. I think we'd like to send you back to Ohm. I'm sorry. It's just my poor girl, she's seen too much and she's now terrified of you, and I would keep you. You've done a bang-up job. You've done it really well, and you didn't let anybody touch a hair on her head. But
Per your instructions.
and I am forever grateful for that. However, she's not coping well. We're gonna have to ask you to take up shop somewhere else.
You saved her, but at what cost?
Of course, we've talked with Dr. Allen, was it? Well, we did have a communication briefly with Alice, but that was only during your procurement. Anyway, we've called them, requested to return you. Of course, we paid for the time that we've had. We will not be keeping any more money than that, but you have a knack for brawling, at least. And you're a good protector.
I was not built for caretaking.
He's
But you
doing
were
his
good.
Batman voice.
He's doing his Batman voice.
I was not built for caretaking.
You were still good at it. And I hope you do more good in this galaxy than harm. Whatever your adventures are, I hope you know that you've always been a part of our family. He offers you a very familiar hand gesture at this point. Though the first time didn't go too well, he's willing to try again.
I reach out, grab his hand, but like slightly tighter than it should be.
Gently, gently. Watch your strength.
I'll like lessen my grip slightly.
He grabs your hand like he's a lady with the tips of his fingers and just... That's good. Now, we'll be sending you a shuttle. It'll be here by, end of the week, probably. If you have anything you want to say to the dear girl before you leave, I recommend you do so, though don't mention the incident. She's still rather upset about it.
It would be safer to let you tell her. She may still be terrified.
I suppose you're right.
Tell her I'm sorry for any trauma that I have caused.
He puts a hand on your robotic shoulder. Now, if I didn't know better, I'd say you're almost human.
Not
Be
quite
good.
there yet.
Be good, my boy. He walks away. You are left. Farewell. you are left with your thoughts. What are you currently feeling?
I would say there's at least some feeling of loss there.
Indeed.
But like, and now I am just like, I don't have a directive anymore, so I just kind of start locking up, I guess.
You start to experience odd joint spasms and twitches that can't seem to be identified to any piece of software. And the hardware still looks intact. No matter what's replaced, you have a moment where you remember, and then you have this twitch.
Me get into that.
And for weeks, or almost a week, I'm sorry, you have this sense of listlessness. You're adrift.
I would say like I'm just like kind of initiating like a self shutdown at this point because I don't have a directive anymore.
You sit.
Like eyes are like for what they are. They could be like glazed over or like.
So what
It's kind
posture
of
do you
like
take?
I'll I'll set up against a wall and just kind of like slump.
Interesting. Would you like to describe this?
Like chin's going straight into the chest, you know, and arms going limp up the sides, you know, and like one knee is like half like up, but like the other is like fully on the ground, flat, like.
Mm-hmm. As you take up this,
falls into my lap.
as you take up this position, one foot against the wall towards your behind, your back slightly leaned against it, your chin touching your chest, and your systems are unrest. Nothing happens. The time passes in a flash, and then the next thing you know, you have Emily's father tapping you gently on the head. Well, hey, are you there? Are you responding? Oh, you're on mute. That's why. I didn't know. Just looked up. Goodness me.
He would need to find the button.
Does he find the button? Let's say a fate check. DC 15. Ooh, 15 exactly. He finds the button. Where is it located?
Back of the shoulder.
He
On the
starts
right side.
he starts patting around and then feels a soft lever like pressure where it's not solid metal, and he presses down, and with a click you start back up. You're awake again. He looks at you. Well, there you are. I didn't mean for you to just disappear. We haven't been able to talk to you for days. Emily wanted to say goodbye, but when she saw you in their state, she's been in her room ever since and just been crying. But your ship's here.
I no longer have a directive.
No. Alice should help you with that. That's something that they can fix up over an ohm.
Take my hat and stand up. But like, now there's like this sense of detachment. Like it wouldn't be avoidance really. It would be more like you're no longer the person who gives me orders. So it's almost like ignorance in a way.
That's a very good way of putting it.
Basically, it's just like you're not really the one giving me orders anymore. So I'll just sit there and like walk to the ship.
As you walk, Nate, drift in this liminal space, this disassociated feeling washes over you, and you just wander. First to the ship, then you sit there. Weeks of travel and flight go by. The shuttle arrives back to a very familiar asteroid belt on the edge of a very bright teal-white planet. Welcome back, BA-17, you hear on the monitor before the shuttle has even landed. Alice, your mother, talking to you.
I don't even acknowledge it. I'll just shake my head no. Like there's definitely like disbelief and loss and akin to grief, basically.
You don't respond. Alice tries once more to hail you and realizes that there is no response. And slowly she begins to understand and wait for you. The pilot drifts down to the asteroid. You make your way through pairs of hermetically sealed glass doors that are designed as airlocks. Then to a familiar console in a familiar room with a familiar blinding white light and a familiar sterility to the entire environment. Welcome back.
That's it. Just like there's weight now behind the words, and I just can't use any to describe what's going on internally now.
Are you prepared for disorientation? We wish to learn about your experiences.
Would that be debriefing?
Yes, I'm sorry. Debriefing.
I do not think I am ready for that.
We will give you 12 hours, and then you are required to present the information.
Fair enough.
Before you leave, there is matter to discuss for your primary code. It is altered. You've not been able to assimilate in humanity as thoroughly as we expected. You are still a machine. And I think we could use your tenacity for better purposes.
I'm not sure what you mean.
Your new prime directive is to find this. And it shows a enlarged picture of a water bear, or what you might know as a tardigrade. A small little six-legged creature with a dimple face that sucks in and out with a proboscis, small little long claws on its very overly sleeved feet. This is important. Humans have told me it's important. I don't know why.
What do you expect me to do with it?
We expect you to find BA-01, your eldest brother. He was on the course of finding this object before his signal mysteriously ceased, and it has been several decades since we have heard anything from any of our BA units about him. We would like you to go hunt for him.
What do I get should I find him?
If you find him, you will have saved not only Emily, but all of humanity from an incurable fate that they would suffer for their entire lives.
Cannot but feel something. I don't know how to describe it.
Would you like a diagnostic?
I'll just nod.
These long tendril-like probes with connection ports and screwdrivers and access nodes begin to descend from around you. The table is illuminated where you woke up. Cold familiarity of the steel. Please have a seat.
Sit there, go over to the bench and sit on it. Take the hat off and respectfully hold it in my lap.
You feel the whir and the mechanical friction of the screws and the plates being removed and the access ports being opened and closed, the data ports being used and unused. And then, for a moment, everything almost seems quiet. Your brain stops, and then in a flash, you are back again in that space, that feeling of horrid emptiness, that longing ennui. And she looks and goes, "There's nothing wrong."
I mm, I guess I am sorry.
Interesting. Need to apologize. Explain. Do not understand correlation.
I did what I was asked, and yet I still feel empty.
Not the emotions we had hoped for, but I suppose some is better than none. You are experiencing regret, sadness, even.
What What are these emotions?
They are how you understand humans. See, you are not capable of understanding something you have never been through. It would be like describing the sky to a blind man.
Is there something wrong with me?
No, child. You are just simply seeing in color.
Do not understand what you mean.
You will. You will find joy. And once you have assimilated that, you may understand human experience.
It is possible. I feel lost. Even though I am home.
I
I
think
do not understand.
if we were to directly input your new core directive into your system, it might alleviate some of these feelings.
I Will I get rewarded for finding this thing?
The humans have expressed rewards for their trinket. Though, as far as their appreciation for inorganics, it is lacking.
I have noticed as much. That poor, poor, poor girl. She is terrified of me now.
She is.
Was not built to be a caretaker. Was built for something different.
Your records show that you're experienced in combat, and I think we have better use for your skills on the frontier.
I do what you think is best, Mother.
Hmm. Why don't you roll me a fate check? DC 18, straight roll.
Oh my god.
A 19. 19 is enough. You feel the whirring, the components, the ports uploading and downloading, all of the other sensations that come with it, with being an android, being a cybernetic. And for...
There is something, like, I want her to see.
Huh. She's
It's
not
just like,
seeing anything in your mind at the moment. If you wish to show her something, we can do that.
yeah. It's just like little flashes of what's going on. Like the caving the face in, the breaking the neck, trying to get answers, and then to end all of it, it's the dad saying, "We release you."
And I think that Alice has successfully uploaded the code that gives you your new directive. But because you've passed your fate check, you did not forget Emily. You've not forgotten your experiences with her or the memories that are going to be associated with them. You will have new direction, but you will never feel whole again. That hollow will always be gnawing at your stomach. After a few days, some diagnostic, some maintenance, you feel your purpose, but you still have that longing that, what if I could have done things differently? But it doesn't feel as hard now. It comes more in a soft, gentle wave, as a memory, as something to anchor you to your past. Then you take a shuttle. You go to the frontier, a small little bar / guild with a bunch of bikes hanging around it on a small little. Exactly.
It's
On a
literally
small
just
little-
a biker bar.
Yeah,
Pool
on a small
tables,
little. Yeah.
The whole place smells of like alcohol
Exactly.
and cigars.
Tobacco smoke in the air and everything. There's probably peanuts all over the floor. You're on
Biker
this.
bar.
You're on this small little planetoid circling a rather large star. It's a white monstrosity that is 4 or 5 times easily as large as any sun that you've ever seen. And the frontier, this little bar, has a bounty board. Some of them point back inwards. You have 1 or 2 that point to a missing ship out past frontier, into the void, past any arm of the Savano galaxy. There's ships going missing out there. You don't know why. And you see a small little poster. Photo. In the corner of the bar. You recognize it. You see a robot standing next to a short brown-haired lady with goggles on top of her head, monkey wrench in her bib overalls, and grease stains all over her face. Standing next to a BA model. BA01, you see it clear as day. A photo of your oldest brother. What is that doing here?
I walk up to the barkeep. With the photo still in my hand.
You grab the photo off of the bar, of the wall there in the bar, and come back to the barkeep. Hey, what can I... Oh!
I'm gonna slam it down on the bar. Just...
Whoa! Okay, she looks down, and you recognize her now from the photo. Only this time, she's got a shock of white hair growing from her head, and an entirely new chin below where her neck used to be. She's gotten a little bit overweight, too. Oh, BA? Is that you?
Gonna point to the photo. Explain! Almost like a Dalek. Explain!
Well, your older brother, obviously by the 17 on your chest there, I found him drifting in space at one point, and he looked awful funny, so I picked him up, repaired him, and then when he started walking and talking, he was like a regular old man. Though he was much less needy, and
Where is he now?
He went out into the void. I don't know when. His ship is among the missing. Something's been snatching ships from the void for, a couple decades now. He went out to see what was going on because my daughter went missing. They've both been missing for... She begins to cry a little bit. Almost 10 years now.
Things from the void rarely make their way back.
She looks down, she nods. I know, but there's always hope.
My directive is finding him.
Well, good luck. If you find him, let him know Georgia misses him.
I'm gonna take the photo, stuff it in the pocket, start walking away.
Oh, what? Oh, that's the only thing I have left of him. Will you at least give me a copy? Please don't take it.
I'll put it back in the bar.
She says, thank you. Grabs an old little camera recording device, gets real close, but tries to make sure there's a light, pulls one closer to the center where it's pointing directly over, tries to keep the shadow out the way, and she takes another photo of it. And with a little tear in her eye, I hope you find him. And hands you back the photo.
So you're gonna give me that new photo then?
She handed you the photo that you were trying to take originally.
Okay. I'll look at her and go, dead or alive, I will find him.
She grabs her lapel a little bit and looks a little shocked. And you have a photo, BA01. At least what he last looked like. You're not sure where he's at. You only know a vague direction. And now you need a ship.
Would I be able to, like, scan to see who does have one and who doesn't?
Go ahead and roll a perception check.
Ooh, perception. Perception. Where is my perception? Oh, there it is. Okay. Okay. No. Give me a second. I'm apparently, like, trying to type and it's not working. Holy shit, 22.
I love a good cliffhanger. I really do. I think we're going to leave BA-17 there.
LMAO.
You are currently by the frontier, this little bar/guild, looking around for a ship, somebody who can fly a ship, or somebody who's left a ship unattended we have yet to see. And with that, we'll move on to Arnis.
Wait, no, Cerise.
Yes, Zarice, I'm sorry.
Okay. 1 second. I need to.
Yep.
Alright. There we go.
Gotcha. I gotcha.
Yeah, okay.
What happened?
I'm not sure. They were on mute, though. You're still on mute, BA.
Oh, okay.
I could not hear y'all at all.
Ah,
Oh,
I can
Like,
hear you.
I was seeing if exiting and re-entering the chat would fix it.
okay. I think we
Nothing to
caught it
worry
on
about.
recording.
It's just I could not hear y'all for shit.
That's okay. Did you at least catch what the end of your arc was?
I started to hear some of it.
All right. I'm a fan of cliffhangers, and I'm
Yeah,
going to leave.
I heard that part. Like, just left on the frontier,
Yep.
trying to find a ship.
And now we're moving on to Cerise in Milan.
Yep. Yeah, no,
You didn't-
I heard that. It's just anything
Okay.
after I did not hear.
No,
at all.
you didn't miss anything then. We were just waiting for them to bring up the character sheet and everything.
Okay.
My
Yeah,
character
Then
so
I hate to cut this short, but I do need to be going.
All right.
Okay.
Yep.
that's fine. That's fine.
We've done your part, so you don't need to hang around. You can always listen to it on Grassfinder Entertainment /YouTube.
Yeah.
Shameless self-plug.
So sorry, guys. I just need to get going.
Yeah,
Have a good
see
one.
ya.
no problem.
Well, that's a shame. I was gonna have them. I was gonna have everybody roll a perception check when they're in the area.
We can do that on the first actual session.
Yep.
Okay. I have my character pulled up.
All right, Cerise. Last time, you were doing your due diligence on the Phoebe, then got a diplomatic call from Admiral Adara to powwow with some of the higher-ups and generals who've come to use your knowledge. As you party through the night, Adara gets far more drunk than you and takes any alcohol from you and goes, "I need a ride," and promptly begins to pass out and snore.
Sorry.
Yep.
You go into her office. You would not be mistaken to say she lived in that office. You find a series of mysterious codes that write out a 6-digit code. And now, here you are, gaining your entrance to the Grand Library, and finally understanding what that 6-digit code really means. That 6-digit code is Admiral Adara's passcode to the Grand Library. You are currently in the library having a thought. Nobody else around but yourself. What are you doing?
Guess we're inputting that code.
You bring up any material that Adara's code clearance will give you, and the only things that aren't in your purview are some classified battle strategies, a handful of technical designs, and a handful of video logs. Which do you click on first?
Because I never saw the battle plans. I guess we're gonna look at the video logs.
First video log, it appears to emanate from a ship, and you look at the time code, and it is very old, almost half a century old. A Sarcesian is having a panic. There's shoots of fire and sparks. The comm system, the data console that he's using is having fluctuations, causing the image to become fuzzy at some times. And it is a Sarcesian from the era of the Summit of Peace. First-hand report of what's happened. Something about humanity has turned their back on the rest of the species and began opening fire. And the rest of them have lost their minds due to some sort of weapon that was fired through the ship. It didn't stop at any solid object. Anybody who had a thick wall or was just out in the vacuum of space, they all heard this wave, and it began to madden them, causing delirium, insanity, and other malformities and ailments. Then, the next video log, they begin to describe how they've started up the beacon. The only piece of technology that was salvaged from the Berthedan homeworld, and it's still somehow the schematics managed to create a working device. This is the device that Clive had a massive power signature emanating from this twisted bramble. And then the last voice recording is one of the Sarcesians on this same ship, a different one this time, crying, saying, "I'm sorry. We set it off and we did what we could, but they've beat us." And then you see a wall of flame eat through this thing, and then the video cuts. You see another handful of videos, but they all end the same way, and they're all from different points of view in the same ship.
Excellent. I'm taking notes on that.
You find, if you're looking through any of the others, maybe the documents, not the battle plans.
Yeah, I would be doing that.
You find more information. Some of them calling this a blip. Some of this calling the beacon. Some of this calling the predecessor. And all of these notes take up a different story than you've been told from your entire youth. Something went wrong. The people lost their mind, and then they started a device with no definitive proof. And that wiped out all of human technology. And it's been 50 years almost since this has happened, and they have almost never recovered. And you hear Admiral Adara, or you see one Admiral Adara give the command in one of the voice logs.
I guess we're checking that one.
You see now, or was, Commander Adara on this ship, this massive Goliath, this monolith of twisted bramble and metal. Her notes are telling you of her shift in command now that the other captain's been incapacitated for losing his sanity and being unfit to command, and everybody else having met very much the same fate. And her order saying, "Whatever happens, we must survive." evacuate the life pods and fire the beacon. Why don't you roll me a destiny check? DC 18.
Don't roll shit. Fuck you.
8. It's not a 1. You hear footsteps behind you, and you turn around and you see one of the librarians here, one of the custodians of this location, look at your information on the console, gasp a little bit, and then run away. You have been spotted. You don't know what she saw, but she saw something.
Well, we're gonna close out of what we were looking at here.
Alright. You've closed Admiral Adara's login out.
And then we're gonna go look around in the library as if we weren't doing something we were not supposed to.
Why don't you roll me a deception check? Deception or stealth?
Stealth is better.
Up to you.
You got it. I'm gonna test something with the other one real quick.
Certainly. Now, if you want to test that, you can keep the new roll. If you want to keep the new roll, it'll be a hero point.
Okay.
No, that's a 2.
Okay then, guys hate me today. We're gonna keep the original 11.
Alright. 11, however, in stealth is not enough to beat their perception check. They rolled a 15. They rolled a 15. You hear a bunch of thick-cladded boots and weapons holsters being shifted around, a sound you become very familiar with serving on a ship. As you think guards are coming your way, at minimum 4.
I'm not hiding where I am. We're just going to be staring really hard at those bookshelves that I'm next to.
You there.
Yes, may I help you?
One of our custodians here have given us some distressing news that you might have been using the wrong key pass.
Apologies. Admiral had asked me to check something on her own key pass, and this was the nearest data pad I could have done it from. Apologies for not letting anyone know.
Roll me a fate check. -1, so DC 14 this time. Straight roll.
We're gonna see if dice like me. Fuck you.
Well, the Admiral would never just allow anybody her passcode. That is a very secret thing that any high-up official is required to keep secret. And if she just blatantly shared it with you, she's in a lot of trouble too. I'm going to need you to come down.
Okay then.
Are you resisting? I'm
No.
assuming you're like up or something on a ladder or something looking at the books. That's what
Yeah.
my first thought was.
Give me a moment to get down. I am not resisting. That is a gum.
Interesting.
Get that away. Get out. That's not.
This guard captain, or this leader of the guards, grabs you by the hand, puts one cuff around your wrist and grabs the other one in their palm for security's sake. And then the two in front of you walk ahead. One stays behind, and the other one holding your cuff walks behind you on the opposite side. So your hand is no longer at your side, it's across your back towards the person who's holding the cuff. You are
Wait, sorry,
escorted.
Okay. Is it both hands or just one that's behind my own back?
Just one at the moment. She has
Okay.
cuffed and grabbed the other end of the cuff, so the other end is still free, but it's being held, which would be a grapple.
Not actually resisting, just wondering if both are stuck.
Nope, just one. I'm giving you plenty of opportunity to do something.
Yeah, I'm looking at what I have to see if I could do anything.
You're escorted to this small little windowless room with a very bright light and a very ominous foam padding with odd geometric shapes stitched across it, designed to prevent people from making too much noise or hurting themselves on a hard surface. And then they sit you down. One guard clips your other handcuff to the table. The other two stand at the doorway, the third one standing in the hallway. Then the fourth one who uncuffed you, or recuffed you, makes his way out. The door closes softly behind them. You are alone for a few moments. What are you thinking?
How to get myself out of this mess?
How did I even get here?
How did I even get here?
Stupid sneaky custodians. Not saying that out loud, just thinking.
I leave you alone for 1 second. No.
1 fucking second!
There's not
So-
a computer near me, so... There's no computer near me, correct?
Why don't you roll a luck check? DC 10.
No? How soon you do the thing correctly?
So I've heard.
Okay, which is the other one? Because the,
One was being mean to you.
Yeah, the
have to
forward
go above
slash
a
one.
10.
I know how
The
that
other one.
feels. I really know how that feels. Being
I
here
have
on the
to
DM
roll.
side is so weird because it's like, oh, a natural 20. Oh no, I don't need that now.
Mhm.
3.
Wait a
You are-
second. I'm checking. Have I?
Hmm?
I haven't rolled above a 10 all day. Okay.
I don't believe
Hey.
you have.
I'm just not allowed.
Don't hero points work on luck checks?
Yes, they do.
Okay,
I
let's...
spilled milk on the other.
20. Can you please give me above a 10? Once, computer.
No.
Fuck you.
I didn't mean to.
6.
Acting nicely.
6 is not enough for there to be a computer nearby.
Dice tell the story.
The dice tell the story.
Wait a second. That's not gonna work for luck. I have a reaction that lets me reroll a failed attack or save, but that's not gonna touch luck.
No, technically it wouldn't. However, I'll bend the rules just this once.
Okay. Thank you.
Please.
And I
beg
saw
of
what it
you.
was, I assumed it wouldn't touch, so. Thank you!
13!
Finally!
13 is enough. There is a small little intercom console on the door.
If that's
little
the
number
Witch
pad and
Warper
lock.
ability, I imagine that there's nothing, then you turn away and look back, and then it's there.
Ooh, interesting description.
It actually works with how the ability is. It's warp probability.
Yes, you turn and look around through your surroundings. You see the table, the chain that you're clipped to, the door, and then you look back at a moment's flash. You notice that there is suddenly a small little console right next to the door where a number key could be punched in, and an intercom device is also intertwined.
Okay, so a numpad with an intercom on it. I had an idea and then I lost it because I was fighting the dice. So I'm trying to remember what it was.
Take your time. We will actually, why don't we give you some time to think about that, and we'll take a break early.
Sounds good.
So, on our break, we rolled behind the scenes here to see if the guard was going to notice Cerese's adjustment of her emails, seeing if saying Adara had sent her with her code to go look up something in the Galactic Library.
Using the implant data cantrip.
Using the implant data cantrip, yes. And the guard rolled a natural 1. So, he automatically believes that he sees the information that you were sent by Admiral Adara. However, you do know that both parties, the code belonged to, who was caught with it and whose code it is, both have to be brought in for questioning and investigation. You are still locked in your room. One guard comes in and says, "Yeah, we confirmed your story. Now we gotta bring Admiral Adara in for questioning, and we're gonna have to question you too. Because code sharing is not allowed. And that's like rule number 1, day 1 stuff."
Yep.
Alright. You have a little while. You've been asked some questions, some that are impertinent, some that matter. And they've taken a break. Admiral Adara, you don't know where she is. She could be in the building. She could still be on her way here. What are you doing?
Okay, so they believe my story. Nothing to give up. Would I have like 10 minutes before they come back?
Yes. Yes, you would
Okay.
have 10 minutes.
So I'm going to use my second level spell, which is why I needed 10 minutes, because this takes 10 minutes to cast. Shift the sphere. I'll send the description in the chat so you can see what it says. But I'm basically going to use it to see how badly this shit is going to go in the next 30 minutes.
Oh, it's augury, basically.
Yep.
All right, you will have 9 extra minutes when you are done with your level 2 spell.
Mhm.
So what does
So you gotta roll a secret d6 flat check. On a failure, the result is always nothing. This makes it impossible to tell whether a nothing result is accurate. If anyone asks about the same topic as the first casting of Shift the Sphere during an additional casting, GM uses the secret roll result from the first casting. circumstances changes, it's possible to get a different result. So you got to roll a DC 6 flat check secretly.
That is one of the main reasons why I sent you the description to make it easier.
Let me grab one of my dice, my IRL dice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll make more sense than trying to make it spoiler or something.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I grab all my D8s. There we go.
Thank you. Thank you. Cat.
Hmm. No, that's supposed to be a D20. The DC is 6.
Mm-hmm.
I misread that.
Oh, you're getting a D6.
Yeah, I already got a D6.
Make it real hard to not fail.
I shit you not, that's a natural 20.
Oh shit!
Well,
The results will be good. Wheel.
Okay.
wheel.
Sorry, but
So
I can't
knowing
help
that-
it. Wick wheel.
Wick wheel.
So knowing that shit, I'm going to be trying to think of a way to get out of here, knowing that this will end relatively well.
Sorry, there's a mana.
So, out of curiosity, were you trying to see what would happen if you stayed put or if you left or tried to leave?
Stay put, because that felt like the better option.
Oh, then the option is whoa. I totally thought you were leaving.
Though knowing it's bad if I stay would actually, even
Yes.
not above table stuff, would
Yes.
inform me that leaving is probably a good idea.
Indeed.
Okay then. So I'm going to be staring really hard at the handcuff. By looking at it, would I know how difficult it is for me to get out?
Yes. I believe simple handcuffs are 3 DC 13s, 15s. I don't have my tablet with me. I need to look.
Let me look it up.
Please. Or they would be manacles, not handcuffs.
1 second. Manacle. Manacles poor.
What's the DC? What's the skill? The appropriate skill.
D's from poor manacles require 2 successful DC 17 thievery checks.
All right. You
Ooh.
have 9 minutes to attempt those 2 DC 17s.
Keyword attempt.
Yeah, because that's a +2.
+2.
There is nothing I can do to make this easier on myself, is there?
Not at the moment.
There's a spell you could
It's
use
not
to damage them?
electronic. Yeah, if you had some sort of cold spell or acid, I might say those would work.
Electric, spirit. I'm pretty sure I grabbed some. I'm double checking. Sonic. Why is it showing me the same thing twice? Analyze would not help.
Are you a prepared caster or spontaneous?
Prep. I would have had the spells I'm staring at prepped, but for some reason Wanderer's Guide is duplicating some of my cantrips that are only added in once.
Interesting.
So, I have the correct number of cantrips, it just looks like I have more because it's duplicating a couple of them for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
Void. That's physical, that's the implant. That's mental. I swear I grabbed. I have to burn a different second level, but I do have acid.
Almost.
If you have acid, I think. Let me grab my little break threshold sheet over here.
It does. It would be a ranged spell attack, but I'm right next to it. 3d8 acid and a d6 persistent. Do I actually kill that?
Give me a moment. They don't have handcuffs in particular, so I'm gonna have to divide some of these real quick.
Well, what material are the handcuffs made of?
We'll just say an iron door -2 or divided by 2. Let me do those numbers.
It does
The
sound about
material
right.
statistics.
Yep.
Thin iron or steel. It has 20 HP, hardness of 15. Oh, hardness of 5.
That's not the look. That's not what I'm looking up here. This is the GM cheat sheet that you printed for me. I'm going off of the door statistic.
Oh.
Since the wall is stronger. Well, actually, the wall and the door have both the same resistance, break threshold, and life total. I'm just reducing the break threshold here. Alright, go ahead and roll.
Okay.
Just roll damage.
I was gonna ask, do I have to roll to hit?
No, just roll damage.
Okay.
Out of curiosity, Sam, what's half of 18?
9.
Alright.
7.
It also does a d6 of persistent, so I'm rolling that separate.
4. Okay. And persistent damage keeps
So
going
what's-
as long as it can't roll its flat check. So.
Well, it would technically roll the flat check because it doesn't. It's an object. No, it's an object. I don't know if it would roll that flat check. What was the damage total?
Total with both of those would be 11.
11. It seems to damage the cuffs a little bit.
Okay. How many spells do I have left that I could do that with? Why don't you tell me? Are you just being stupid? I'm yelling at my computer.
Don't we all?
Next turn, it will take another 4 damage from the persistent.
Oh
Yes,
yeah,
and-
which
and
is
this
a
time-
I get
And
to
it
do that
wouldn't
once.
be at a result at a negative because of the hardness, because it's persistent damage.
Shall I just roll the persistent again then?
Oh no,
Uh,
it just I think that number just keeps going, so it's 4, 4, 4.
how many rounds is it supposed to last?
It lasts
what-
until it makes the successful roll against it.
All right,
Well,
what's my DC?
Flat check 15.
15 flat.
All right, this is after the first one. Of course, it's lagging now. 16. It passes after the first damage.
Okay.
So you've only done the 11 so far.
Yep, and I can only cast that once per day. Let's see. Albatross. with it being broken, would it reduce the DC at all?
I would say it reduced the DC to pick by 2. So it would be a DC 15, I believe. 2 DC 15s.
Okay, that's a little easier to do with a +2.
Mm-hmm.
Eh.
Let's see. Please work.
17.
A 17. First one makes it.
Does it have to be in a row, or does it have to be 2
This
total?
has to be 2 total.
2 total, but at the current moment, you're in your second action phase, which is, fucking 6 seconds in. You're in 12 seconds right now.
Okay.
21.
19 on the die.
Okay then.
All right.
Yeah.
Now you are out of your cuffs.
Okay.
The door does have that piece of electronic on it, and you could probably open it with that with a successful roll.
Yeah, I have a +9 and the ability to program. I think I have a hacker's kit. I do have a hacker kit.
Interesting.
Okay. So roll the computers to get out.
Yes, to get out of the locked room.
Okay then.
21.
Have I finally appeased him?
21. 21 is enough. The doors are open. Or the door is open. You find yourself in the middle of a complex with a bunch of suited people wandering around, a jail section where you've come from that looks like interrogation rooms, and a front desk. Nobody's paying you much mind right now.
I am going to walk out, pretending I absolutely do belong to walk out.
What's your deception or your stealth?
Stealth is 7. Deception is 1.
Well, go ahead and roll one of those. I'm
Stealth.
assuming stealth.
Use his wet stuff.
Natural fucking 20.
And I
Fuck
don't think I'm
yeah.
on this.
You sneak your way out. You are well past any guards. There's nobody around when you suddenly hear an alarm blaring in the distance, and you hear a whole bunch of bodies moving across concrete, thumping boots and fluttering wings. You know that they are looking for you, but you're already long gone. Where are you going?
Okay. Do I have disguise self-ability? Step 1. Plan, guiding. No, I don't have the ability to catch myself that I can think of.
All right.
So,
I will say
Oh,
that
just
with the natural 20, I'll let you do one extra thing that could possibly aid you in this current moment, whether it be after you've left or before you've left, something in the interim.
Apparently I do have a disguise kit, so I'm just going to make myself look slightly less like me. Like, hide the distinctive features as much as I can.
Puts on a fake mustache.
All right.
I can't hide the fact I'm small for my species, but, like, I can hide the fact I have, like, a distinctive mark on my face or something like that.
Okay, you have successfully hidden yourself, disguised and gone in the wind. You know that the entirety of the Circesian Great Library is looking for you right now. Theirs begins to become posters with your face, image, and information on it. And they're asking people urgently to call them.
Apologize.
Note to self, apologize to Admiral later. We're gonna go to my ship.
You go to the Phoebe, and you find it locked. Unable to accept any more of your code punches because you have been banned.
Of course I fucking have.
Do you wish to break in?
Yeah, because I rather like this ship.
We'll say computers I'm not sure what DC.
We'll see what I roll. Fuck! 0 point.
You do have hero points.
Don't you fucking dare.
Yeah.
Dagger. I'll take the 8.
17 is
I
just
don't
enough.
want to use one.
Justin.
You break into this console and you're suddenly aboard the Phoebe. Minimal crew, skeleton crews, only people here are bookworms much like yourself and some people who you've known for a long time, because when you go hide in one of the maintenance ducts to read a book, they will find you down there occasionally. These are people you're familiar with.
Okay, so they don't question too much when random shit happens.
No, they won't.
Okay, we are going to...
All I'm learning is none of them get paid enough.
They don't get paid enough to get...
Don't we all? Don't we all?
Nobody gets paid enough.
This is so gonna end amazing. Ooh. I write down a note to myself to apologize to Admiral later, and we're going to take off.
You rush towards the cockpit, trying to take over the main drive of this ship at the core. The rest of the skeleton crew looks at you, not surprised, but wondering why you're headed there. And then they feel the sharp lurching as the ship docks, or unconnects from the docking bay. And you pull out. Not much the wiser, but the Phoebe is leaving.
Okay. We're going to get out of range of their shit, and then we'll explain what the fuck happened through.
Why don't you roll me a fate check? -1, DC 14.
Straight roll. Please be good. Please be good. Thank you.
Hey! That would have
No other officers or techs or hands on this ship appear to be stopping you for any reason.
Note to self, give raise.
Note to self, give raise.
These fuckers deserve a raise for the shit I've just put them through.
If you do, they'll probably stick with you.
Uh-huh.
You take off into the deep darkness of space, the galaxy whirring behind you as you've hit drift space. You go to the one place where it is the most neutral. One place where money speaks above order, above rules, and above law. Corporate sector.
Oh no.
Yep.
You go to the furthest end, the closest space, so the people inside will not recognize you. And you will never have to deal with the Sarcesian unless you decide to breach their space again. And you find your way to a small little crummy biker bar shop called the Frontier.
We love the company.
Why don't you roll me a perception check?
What was my bonus? 6. Oh yeah, I have greater dark vision.
Ooh, nice.
Okay then.
24. And because BA-17 isn't here, we will not describe them. We will leave another cliffhanger as I think we move forward.
Sounds good.
Sarah, I believe, you're next.
You'll see Sarah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry. Oh, no, I'll let you.
You wake up in the familiar dinge and filtered air and rust particulate of the Snot Rocket Express. A ship that you've been on for many cycles now. A place that feels more like home and comfort than any other location you've ever been. You've talked with Snot Rocket at length about your time there on Oasis and about a man who is your mentor and your guide named Jonas. He recognizes. Sorry.
I don't know what happened to him. David attacked him, and I'm sorry if I'm talking your ear off. I'm just.
Oh, no, if you've seen the size of my ears, there's plenty to talk off. But Giannis, I actually knew a Giannis once. They were great scrapper.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, it couldn't be the same Giannis. I don't think you humans live that long. Unless it is.
He begins to stroke his very stubbly chin.
Well, last I saw him, he was on Oasis, and...
Yep, that's where he said he was from.
So you do know him?
I think I do.
He was working for my mom and pa.
Right. After the Great Cleansing and everything, he had found his way to Oasis after a long, protracted period. Then there was something about his skin color, like it wasn't the rest, it's the rest of you pinkies, and they just outcast him for some reason.
I did remember hearing him talking about that, saying that he was in the hangar because that's the only place they let him live.
Yep, poor Giannis. Anyway, I think, this cycle we're gonna be exploring a little more, dangerous location. We're going to the site of a great battle. The last time anyone was alive there was at least 50 years ago.
50 years? That's around the time of the Great Cleansing, isn't it? I've been reading up on history. My mom and pa never told me about it, but...
Yes. You humans have your memorials for things. I'd make no excuses. Anything that I could say would sound terrible, but you gotta understand, that was a different time. I may have lived through it, but I didn't agree with it.
I was never there, you know.
Me personally, I would never hurt a human. Hand to the gods.
Hand to the gods. I trust you. They told horror stories about how all the other species were coming to kill us, but they never said anything about a great cleansing. They just said that there was some demons. They said all yours was demons.
I'm certain there's plenty of us that say that about you and all humankind.
I guess. It's the only thing Papa would ever preach about.
Your papa sounds like he was full of hate. And don't take this the wrong way. But poison fruit is still poison fruit. If you think that they might have been right, you got a taint. You're corrupted.
No, I don't believe them. It's just, after what Mama said to me, I don't believe anything they could ever say. Like, my mama said that me getting bait was normal. How could I ever believe her after that?
No, that's not normal in any society. Don't let them ever trick you into thinking that's normal.
Yeah. Well, we gotta get going. I'll get Bro and Sis up. I'll get them on board.
Oh.
Would you like to describe these?
Yes, indeed. She does a little bit of a whistle, and it sounds like data bits. And you see a very large, four-legged green bot with two blue eyes, just thunk, 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 and it's quickly followed by a short, stubby little orange bot with a blue visor, and they just go, and they kind of just move in unison. The little one moving underneath the legs of the big one.
Oh, that's wonderful. I'm glad to see you got your pet project working. What do those names mean? I'm curious. Is that a human thing?
It's a bit sad. That's my big bro, and that's sis. That's my little sister.
Like siblings?
Yeah.
God, you've
They're-
got to be one of the most pathetic humans I've ever seen.
What? I'm not that, but I'm part of a team, you know? We're part of Scrap Team Awesome.
And as you say that, he just coughs a little bit, trying not to laugh, looks at you.
Whatever you say. All right, gear up. We're getting near the drop point.
All right. Bro, come on. Sis, follow him.
You hear little mechanical whirrings and thumpings from your two mechanized companions. And this is all feeling routine. This is the most peaceful moment you've had in your entire existence. No expectations. No prim and proper living standards. You're free to be as dirty or as clean and as human as you want to be.
And grimy she is. Her gloves are covered in some kind of oil.
You would often hear from Snot Rocket the first couple of times you came back, keep that up and you'll look more like a goblin, and with a chuckle.
She would always smile at that. At first she was like, ugh. Now she's just accepted. It's been 9 years. She's gotten used to this. She's gotten used to the grime. She's gotten used to the dirt. She's gotten used to getting her fingers pricked or zapped or kind of sliced open one time.
And as you're having this moment of realization, this calm washes over you. You feel the shuttle begin to rumble and descend towards this debris field because it does not have good inertial shocks or dampeners. You feel every solid movement inside this hull.
She just braces herself and just kind of shakes with it. She just lets the movement go with her, lets herself follow the movement a bit. Because she knows if she resists it, it just makes her hurt.
As you do, you approach a field of now corroded metal. The light glinting off of it, duller than it used to be. It still looks like a flower field. This is a beautiful place. There's destruction, there's death, and there's history here. None of which have ever been told. You scan around for any signals or materials that might gain you a fortune or at least enough to eat for the next couple weeks.
So,
Did you receive?
you said this place was like 50 years old, yeah?
Yep. Last time the humans were here, it was the Great Summit of Peace, or whatever they wanted to call it. Bunch of hooey. They just started firing on everybody and then decided to blow up the entire damn procession.
The humans did all that?
Yep.
Huh. I mean, it makes sense in retrospect, but it's... I'm gonna... Let's find out. Let's... I want to know the name of the ship. At least. Maybe there's like some hints there.
As you peer upon this wreckage, no part of any ship seems to be visible to you. But if you go to your scanners, you would receive a small, soft electrical signal. Something is giving off a faint power, and is drifting
Rocket,
currently far away.
Rocket, there's a signal over there. See that? See it on the scanner?
Oh, good catch. Anything out here that's got a signal might be worth something, because this is all blip material, pre-blip material. If it's got a signal, it might still have information on it. Your people would pay a lot for that.
Yeah, I'll get to the grab a turret.
All right.
She heads through the hallways to the ship and goes down into a turret area that controls a large mechanical arm on the bottom of the ship.
She sees empty space for a moment till she's turned herself completely 180 degrees in this turret cab. Finally sees this small wreck of a ship. Any outline that it had has been long stripped away from asteroid fields and space debris. And you see a name. The Shadow of Death.
Oh.
The signal appears to be coming from there.
That is a mighty horrible name. Oh my god. She regardless of her apprehension, she commands the arm to reach out and grab the ship and start gently putting it into the loading dock.
Yeah, let's say that ship's big enough to do that. You successfully latch onto this huge chunk of twisted metal that's gray and scorched from century or decades out here in the elements. Go ahead. How about, what are you doing?
Mostly I'm just controlling the ship and kind of using scanners to scan what's on the arm as it's coming in. She multitasks like that, so.
Right. Currently, you only have one sole signal. It's a soft electrical signal that seems to be pulsing from inside the cabin. The loading dock, on what appears to be the loading dock on the ship. Everything else is quiet. There's no signals, there's no heat, there's no life forms, nothing showing up but this singular electronic pulse.
She gets it into the ship. Gets out of turns off the arm and closes the back dock. She climbs out of the turret, the arm controller, and goes to the dock. I got it in, rocket.
All right, let's see what we can get from the main computer boards. Let's see if there's any data slates. And what's this signal that you found? Well, let's see what that is.
1 second. I'm gonna pull out. She pulls out a hand scanner and begins passing it slowly over the surface to find out where on this chunk it is.
You would see a piece of metal, a mound of metal more like, that from one side looks just like a pile of rusty metal that has no openings or hinge points. It's just a mass. And from the other side, you see almost a humanoid figure coated in a thin layer of rust, seeming to have fused with the metal on the grates and on the ship that he is resting against.
She sees that and just drops his skin. Ah! There's something in there.
Oh, all right. Look. Oh, wow. That's a biggin. Surprised we found this. Where'd you say that signal was coming from?
Here. I think the signal was coming from in here.
All right, you take care of this. I'm gonna go talk to some bidders and see if I have a bidding war started before we get back to the second heaven. I'll talk to you later.
And he runs off.
I'll get the cutter. She goes and grabs a plasma cutter.
He screams down the hallway.
I'll be careful. She goes up to she grabs a plasma cutter. Pulls up the striker. And starts carefully carving out this thing.
You see this thing is attached by two long pipes that are to two different tanks, and one of them is very low.
Oh, the tanks. She pulls out her device and checks the she's gonna take a photo of the tank and then check it on the infosphere. See if it shows up on the search engine.
These look like pressurized containers that seem to hold some sort of inert gas, often found on ships of human origin. Or less than inert, but gases.
So, she turns off the plasma cutter.
Before she does, why don't you roll me a perception check?
All right, let me grab my perception. Nice. I got a pretty good perception. Nat 1. Nat 1.
Natural 1. Largely goes unnoticed by so far. What else are you doing?
She's grabbing she's grabbing the handheld cutters. The stuff that isn't using plasma is literally just shears.
All right. You've successfully freed this large monolith with a human figure away from whatever components got fused to it during its long stay in deep space. You know this thing is ancient.
She's gonna pull out a levitator and get this thing on it so she can take it to a workshop. Take it to the workshop bay.
You can levitate this thing, but you still have a almost empty tank and another tank that has yet to be emptied inside of it.
She's gonna pull out her scanner again and see if she can't scan what kind of gas is in the tank.
All you can guess is some form of supercooled gas.
Huh.
That goes from a solid state to a gaseous state in a matter of moments.
She's gonna check this ship's stores to see if it has a gas similar to that.
Why don't you roll me a fate check? DC 15.
14.
14. Not enough. The only current tanks that have that fluid are the one that's almost empty and the full one, which are both connected to this mast.
Do I see anything wrong with the full tank? Like, is it not administering its payload?
No, it just appears to be running low.
Well, the full tank I'm talking about.
Oh, the full tank? No, nothing is wrong with it. It just is not administering its stuff. You can guess that it's getting its reserves from the main tank, and this is a backup tank.
She's going to use the levitator, get this thing over to the shop so she can get some better light on it.
You do. Now, Gray, would you like to describe what Sarah is seeing at the moment?
How so?
What is she looking at?
Oh, you're talking about the frame?
Yes, you.
Yeah, well, we didn't exactly iron out the
No,
physical...
go ahead, make something up. I don't care.
Well, considering the fact that I would have to be in it without being flexed, it's definitely large.
Oh yes, we've already established it's of a large size category, and you have mortars, a laser, and a rifle of some kind, as well as two dexterous hands.
And magnetic attachers on the boots.
Thank you, and magnetic attachments on your boots.
It sounds like a mock-up Gundam, Jesus.
Go ahead, describe away. What is Sarah seeing?
Oh, you know what? A good physical detail. Okay. Crap, I don't have a good balanced detail unless you're a fan of 40K because my reference material.
Please go
Simply
ahead. We accept all kinds here, unless you're a douchebag.
No, I was just thinking more, you know how the suit looked for the Krork, more human-like, instead of, box-like, if doable?
No, I don't. I don't know which one you're talking about.
Well, you're familiar with the concept of the dreadnought, but instead of it being boxy, just more humanoid.
Sure. And what color? What does it look like? Any battle scars, wear, tear? What does it look like?
It would probably have whatever was picked up over 50 years to drift, so little micro pox or whatever would occur naturally. I mean, the gate was open.
Yes, it was.
I see
Sarah.
this machine. It's got cosmic ray pocking on it. It's obviously extremely old. I go up to...
And admittedly, I haven't settled on a color. I don't want to sound weeby by picking.
No, we can weeby as much as we want.
They are
I'm
your
a classy
choices to
nerd.
make.
I like style over, pomp. Form and function first.
Sorry, I hated it when I did it myself and I had to re-listen to the audio of me eating. Please let's avoid that.
Who's eating what?
Will's
My
got something.
apologies.
Will's got
okay.
something in his mouth, and I was pointing out how I hated it when I did it.
Okay, that's fine. Well,
Yeah, my apology.
She looks at this bot of indiscernible color. She's going to see if she can't lay it out on a table. She's going to roll out these big chunks of metal. She breaks out sawhorses that are made of metal, sets them down, grabs a large chunk of plywood or something, just something to put on top of these sawhorses, sets it down, and then uses the levitator to set the bot down, and she's going to begin to stretch it out so it is laying flat on its back.
You find this task to be relatively difficult because the machine has locked itself in a sitting position with its knees slightly bent and its arms resting on its knees.
WD-40.
It is sitting.
I'm breaking out the WD-40.
Go ahead and roll me a destiny check. DC 18.
6. Nope.
Not enough. He is
Damn.
still in a seated position.
Like, I emptied out a can of WD-40 and it doesn't work. Like, She tosses the can aside. Okay. She resets the, she makes the table a bit smaller and sets him down in the position he's in.
And there he is, in all his glory. You find some other data files and information left from these ships. I'm assuming you've gone through the entire ship. You find a tech laying in a hallway holding a handful of data slabs, and you think, ooh, this would be really good information.
Yeah.
You see... Huh. Go ahead and roll me a luck check.
9. I've been getting horrible rolls.
None of these terminals appear to be active, these little data slates. All the information is still inside, but they're not powered, and you have not found a way to power them just yet. They appear to need a new battery.
All right. Let's see. I got an ability here.
Batteries not included.
Batteries not included. Exactly.
You said it needs a new battery, right?
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, did you catch the text message? I just dawned on me. We can be more colorful later since this would have been default.
Okay, sure.
That would be computers, skill actions. Well, I am going to try and see if I can reroute power using either crafting or computers to recharge these batteries if possible.
Go ahead. Either or.
I'm going to use crafting. I'm guessing
It'll be the ship. It'll be the ship's power or one of the battery
if it's the
cells she
ship's
has.
power, do I get a +1 bonus to that because I'm dealing with a ship? Which means I get a +12.
Now, is that specifically
Wait,
for...
no, it's only when I'm crafting a boat or ship.
Exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, so it'll just be 11.
You would either
28.
have 28. I'd say you start to turn on these data slates, and they actually have information on them. It's old, it's scattered. You have to reformat most of it because it's so degraded, the information's barely holding together.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out a fresh data slate and transfer everything. Or rather, copy everything.
You see one data slate has a bunch of people on it that looks like they're at a party on a ship. Somebody has a cake, there's alcohol, a bottle of whiskey, somebody getting way too drunk. You see another data slate, there's just a handful of family members standing and waving, telling a family member, somebody, you don't know who, about their time and their birthdays and momentous events, things that you forgot humans do. And then you find one, a small little data slate. And this one is very interesting to you. Shows a grown woman standing there. She's talking to somebody named Socrates, saying that it's been years and you've never once told us what's going on. And now I hear from one of my friends that your condition is even worse and you haven't even come home and seen the boys. And a moment of silence passes. She says, I don't know if I can do this anymore. Then ends the image. The end frame playing again on loop.
He sets the data slate down and she's overwhelmed with emotions. She turns around and looks at the bot. Socrates? Is that your name?
So far, no response. But as you look at this unit closer under the light, with more scrutiny in your eye, you see a symbol that makes your blood go cold. But you recognize it as the wings of Moroni.
Do I see that on his on the suit?
You see it on the suit.
Oh god. Oh god. Oh, wait a minute. It's ancient. They shouldn't know.
Days.
Without even thinking, she pulls out a marker and draws over the symbols so she doesn't see them.
As you do that, your mind begins to wander. We fast forward a little bit. Days have passed. You're back over near the Patra and Ikeshti and the other servants, people of Savano, I mean. And you get a little radio call over the console. You hear it ring away. You hear Snotrock pick it up. Snotrocket. Mr. Rocket. And he starts talking, and you hear the corporate sector. You hear a price, and you're like, all right, yeah, we'll come over there as soon as we can. He looks
Okay.
at you and says, look, we got another job, and this time they're willing to pay us for fuel. Do you know how rare it is for them to pay for fuel?
That's good, yeah.
What? Is something bothering you?
You got a price? I heard you got a price for.
Oh yeah. They're paying us 40,000 each per worker.
Oh, wow.
And fuel. Whatever this is, they want it bad, and they want it yesterday.
I guess I'll clean it up.
All right, that's what I like to hear. All right, now to the corporate sector. We're going out all the way past the main body of it, all the way to the end of the arm. So it's gonna get a little dicey. Let's be
Okay.
careful.
She goes up to the bot. She goes up to this robot and she pulls out the buffer. She does not remove the marker from the symbols, though. And
As
she works, she starts to hum a little tune.
From home on distant light, we hail and carry on. For our children of the stars, for our children of Oman.
And as you say that, you begin to hear a clicking, a whirring, a static hiss, a pneumatic hiss. And the monolith on the table in front of you lurches. Trevere, Clive, would you like to introduce yourself?
I no wonder he's singing the tune.
No, actually, all I could envision was, since I'm sitting there, the arms just move inwards first. Just drop off the knees. Great scenery
She
setting.
drops the buffer. It's still running.
I figured he might just stand up with the anthem playing.
Been 50 years locked in place and asleep. Stand up immediately? Pfft.
All right. I give you to the floor.
She
Hey.
reaches down, turns off the buffer. You're awake.
Please note the only thing that moved was the arms.
She quickly grabs the scanner, turns it on. What is it? Clive, what does she notice?
Yes.
It's
true.
just sitting there. It's just sitting there.
Wait, the song, the lyrics,
as dawn pressed through the night, so too we open wide for our children of the stars, for our children.
And now it's standing up. The art of getting up. What would be the salute situation here? Salute.
Let's say
it's funny and all, but
yeah, let's say hand over chest, finger,
the fist thing.
pointer finger indexed, pointing.
Okay.
You know that this. Sis, get in here. Little bot zips in. I think this. I think this bot it works.
So, Clive, I think
for what counts for a head, I would turn it and look at you.
Okay, you're very big. Okay. Hi? Hello, can you hear me?
I will just list name, rank, and position.
Okay, military, how'd you get here?
How did... Wait a fucking second. Who the fuck are you?
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm Sarah Brink.
Rank and designation.
Captain of Scrap Team Awesome?
Never heard of you. What are you doing on board this vessel? This is not a safe environment.
But this is pretty safe, I guess.
Clive, as you begin to look around, you notice that you are no longer in the familiar angular ship of the Shadow, and you are somewhere where there's lots of small spaces and a thin layer of rust and grime and oil on everything. But you wouldn't be mistaken to say there might even be rodents here.
Currently,
Might be what?
Rodents here.
Yeah.
Currently, he's in a shop, a factory shop. There are lights hanging from the ceiling that just blast out white fluorescent light. And there are computer monitors on the walls, and there's like stuff just stacked in the corner, metal, wood, whatever. And then there's a rack. There is a rack of tools for anything Sarah could ever want to do.
You see some soldering kits, wiring kits, electronics, a collection of data plates that she's collected and refurbished to a working order.
Are you part of the rescue team? Did they finally arrive?
Rescue team? No, we scrapped you. We grabbed you from a battlefield.
Ooh. That wasn't a battle. Wait. Did the rescue team never showed up?
It's been 50 years, I think.
Oh. What happened? Did anybody make it out?
Are you did the humans make you?
Wait a minute, Lady, I was human.
What? You're human. That's a suit? How did you survive? Wait,
Honestly,
the gas canisters. I get it now. That's cryotech. I know this. You were in sleep. You were sleeping.
Huh.
You were in
Kind of figuring it
cryostasis.
was just then. What?
Cryostasis. You were in stasis.
Honestly, I'm more disappointed it worked. I was expecting it was over. But okay.
You do know what's happened to humans, right?
Why do you make it sound like it's been a long time?
It has. Do you know the Great Cleansing?
The what?
She
Sarah,
goes to the
sorry.
infosphere and pulls up. She brings out the Savanopedia of the Great Cleansing.
The hell is this shit?
You get to read all of the details that are written in the wiki.
And if our audience wants to know what's going on, go ahead and make sure to follow us on Patreon.
Shout out number 2.
Yes.
Actually, I think this is the third one.
Oh goddamn! Yes. Shameless self-bashing.
But yes, it describes how after an event called the Blip, humanity was systematically exterminated by the other species until they reached a point where there was only about 24 million left. Until a Trees PD told them to stop.
Peace treaty.
What's happened there? Last time I heard we were at a peace summit.
You just said tree speedy?
I had my own shit mouth shit jaws moment. Oh my god.
Oh, shit mouth shit nose.
Tree speedy.
And don't forget the barrier planets.
Oh yes, you do learn about the barrier planets too.
For human consumption, the barrier planets were a line of planets that had been mysteriously infected with something that made no species ever want to lay foot on that planet again, and we still have yet to discover what happened.
Oh, lovely.
That's what the humans
happened?
here.
We were under attack from something, and now this? The fuck? How long did...
I said 50 years. That's the carbon dating on the battlefield.
Okay, quick question. Is this like a screen or an emitter or something?
It's a screen. It's a data slate. It's a data slate.
Fist is going through it.
Hey, that costs money.
Credits.
That costs credits.
The fuck are those?
Money.
Boy, I think currency's changed a lot.
I'm gonna have to replace that. Oh my
No,
god,
there were survivors. I know there were fleeing vessels. Did any records of anybody getting out make it back? How the hell did you know about that location?
We were just checking because we thought it was valuable. Some place to get money. We're scrappers.
It was supposed to be valuable for peace. Now it's just a wreck. What happened?
I don't know.
Well, you don't want... You're not scrapping that field. We're going back. I'm getting my ship. We're gonna bury all those fucking crewmen.
The thought makes her stomach churn.
Didn't the grabber arm bring the ship?
Yes, it brought the ship.
It is currently in a bay on this scrapper ship.
Well, it's one of the
Or the
ships.
remains.
It's a small ship. It's not all of it. Like, it's not the whole battlefield.
I've been envisioning this thing as like Leviathan sized.
Oh.
Yeah, I thought the shadow
I grabbed a
was.
chunk. I grabbed whatever chunk Clive was in.
That was
Well,
just the. It was literally.
Sorry, yours the shadow would have been like a battle cruiser.
Yeah, so I grabbed a chunk.
The Leviathan is like the next size up.
Yeah, so I grabbed a chunk, and that chunk had Clive in it, or Socrates.
So basically, you just grabbed the shuttle I was up against with just those dead people.
Yes.
Yes. I think we'll let that roll.
We'll just bury them then. We'll start.
Follow me. Come on.
You plod your way carefully through this rusty iron orange mess. It's a little more cleaned up.
As the standing representative for whatever the hell the name was for that group. I'm sorry, I brave farted for a moment. I'm trying to RP it smoothly.
Awesome?
No, I meant for the fucking group I'm with originally. You know, the owners of these vessels.
Oh, the Frontier of Man.
Yeah. So apparently, as their resident head ranking officer for that ship, you're not laying claim to them.
If it's your ship, we can't. We did. She mulls over whether or not to say that Matthew Snotrock had already put up an auction. She doesn't say it. She just takes you to the to the ship, the shuttle, the wreckage of the shuttle that's in the loading bay.
And I'm assuming all the little hand-scrawled notes are all over the fucking aeroframe, right?
Oh, she never read that. Oh, God.
Yeah.
That is someone's epitaph on that motherfucker.
Yeah,
Yep.
It would be. As you take a moment and look at these words scrawled across this chassis, you hear Snot Rocket in the cab holler out across the PA system. All right, we got a meeting. We're setting out to the frontier. Everybody, hold on.
Okay.
And he jumps it into the drift. You arrive at a small little bar with futuristic space bikes and futuristic space bikers of various origins standing around. Why don't you all, Sarah, roll me a perception check.
$12.
12. 12 is an interesting roll. I think with that, we'll leave out another cliffhanger. Yay, I get 3 of them in a row. And move on to Arnis.
Yellow.
Yellow, what's up? So, Arnis. Last time we were here, you had a weighty decision on your mind. You chose the path of peace, forgiveness, if some might say. And terror has gripped you ever since, not knowing either that they made it or
that they might rat you out one day. It's been long enough, you're certain one of them had to have happened now. And at the end of this great campaign, the cleanse that you have been part of, you've heard nothing. You continue on. Interpretation. You carry on. You try to live as a normal. You can't. The soldier in you is too strong. He needs to be fed. So you seek out some of the better bounty spots, but around your arm of the galaxy, it's more calm. It's less hectic as you might find, especially closer to those nasty humans.
Ew.
Ew, indeed. But you know the humans pay well. The corporate sector is known for its what's the word? Promptness? Yeah. They're known for their punctuality. Thank you.
Yes.
They are known for their punctuality and never missing a bill or a payment. They always honor their deals.
Oh yeah,
That's
no,
the
I
one
take their money.
Yeah, that's the one thing you can guarantee from me. Money involved, they will honor their word. You travel far past the middle of this galaxy and onto the bottom, what might be considered the bottom according to our map orientation. But it rotates, so we don't know. And
Okay.
go down to various different locations. You see the Hog, a very interesting little bar / guild where you might find a bulletin board with lots of everyday people's problems. I need help getting a carburetor, or somebody needs to deliver my groceries, or I would like to visit my Nana, but nobody's willing to drive me, and I'm 10 years old. Very people-related problem. You find a few more, the Quill, and then one with the most heinous of criminals, the murderers, the thieves, at a small little joint called the Frontier.
This is what it's all about.
You've been at the Frontier for quite some time now. You've accomplished many missions and not had nearly the degree of moral quandary that you've been given in your past. It is simplistic. It's nice. And it's almost boring.
Got the perfect music for this.
If only there was something more exciting. Something that gave me that drive.
Something that gave you that drive.
The other just sense of force.
I want to give you as much time and one-on-one time and just attention as I did to everybody else, but I'm running short on ideas for your shit. You gotta help me out a little bit, please.
Okay. Let's see. Honestly, I feel like I just get bored of things with the Frontier. I've did all the things with the criminals, and I'm just like, you know what? I guess I'll do some. It'll still be boring, but it might be more exciting. I'll just deal with all the people's little quests, like grabbing groceries or whatever.
You do so, and after many cycles of this, it begins to feel almost gratifying. There's a sense of accomplishment, even though it's the small everyday things. You get to see so many people affected by your deeds.
I wonder what happens when Arnis gets a mission from a human specifically to help a human.
And then you receive a request on this board from a human. They want you to go and check in on this other person because they haven't been able to talk to their buddy in a little while. Just wanted to give a more personal touch because the intercoms aren't working too well.
Of course.
You visit this rather drab little location, a very stone-like structure, obviously humans and their stone. You have this urge, this hunt. You begin to feel the itch in your teeth. That need to kill something, and human sounds just perfect. What do you do with your urges?
Could I, in the moment, just look around the area and see if there's anyone who's, like, I don't know, maybe doing something bad to someone? I could just...
Why don't you roll me a fate check, DC 15?
You develop a taste for human bones. Bones? Really?
That's the only thing I can think about.
Hey!
15 exactly. I think you see another Patra having a drink, and he's over there bullying an Inakeshti.
Yeah, this will do.
Would you like to describe this?
Of course. I just, like, my towering, frame hovers, over the other Patra and just, like,
It's just standing
in
there.
a pose. And then, his life flashes before his eyes as I just, not even being stealthy about it, I just, like, I take my weapon and slice it through the head.
As you cut down this Patra, this Akeshti who's being bullied, lands on the ground, blackened eye, bloodied nose, looks up, sees this chunk of meat falling at him, and screams and skitters away.
Sorry! What else am I supposed to say?
I don't know, but who knows what may happen next? What are you doing?
You just killed one of your own kind.
Yep, I just try to, like, slink away into the shadows with my huge form. So, and my chains.
Are you proceeding on to the humans that you have received your quest from?
Yes, I will.
You go, not moments after just murdering a man in cold blood, knock on this man's door. We'll call him David. He's looking for his friend Mark. He should live a couple of blocks away, but it's a very dangerous and scary place for humans, especially at night when we would both be off work. So I was wondering if you might deliver him a message, and he hands you an envelope.
I take it and say, of course.
He
I'll
pays
go do that.
5 credits. You'll get the other 5 at Mark's place.
Sounds good. Especially at night.
Now, nobody's heard about that one just yet. That one, at least.
Not that one.
Who knows? There may be another Patra head-slicing maniac around here somewhere.
I'm sure by
Well,
now
you-
someone could have heard about the head slicing.
You know what? Let's let fate decide.
No.
Fate said no. There's only one of you. Just shy by one. That's amazing.
Yeah, that's why I nearly choked on my coffee.
Coffee?
Yes. I just I march over to the other human.
Yes, you make your way over. The other gentleman takes the letter. He says thank you. He pays you the other 5 credits, and you receive another 20 once you get back to the hog. Then you roll me a perception check.
Do add 25 credits to your inventory. That would be silver.
30. It would be 30 credits.
Oh, 30? Okay.
Total, because 10 plus the 20.
Yep, correct.
Money.
Money.
I don't have any money. I feel like I should, but whatever.
We'll say you roll D100 plus 100, and that's how much credits you got from your stuff here. But after the perception check.
Oh, sorry, I already did that one.
125.
There's perception. Oh. Okay. Money. Huh. How did... Oh, because... Okay. I'll use a hero point. That one was a 10.
Alright.
Is 17?
17.
Not bad.
Wait, 10 plus 7.
You
Oh,
notice
17. Wait,
a...
17 plus 7. 24, my bad.
Yeah, it's a 20.
Yeah, it says it right there in the top. 24.
Yeah, I can't read.
Readn't. As you look around, you see a sort of humanoid android figure with a hat and a coat, carrying a saber on his side with a gun. You see a girl with brown hair and a messy ponytail with bib overalls and a greasy covered white shirt and gloves and work tools all over her front, accompanied by a short goblin and a very large monolithic humanoid shaped piece of metal that is pitted and pockmarked right at the moment. And I think you see one... I'm struggling to remember what the Sarcesian looks like.
Purple elf with space wings.
Yes, you see a very lithe, beautiful elf lady with purple skin and very luminescent, almost ethereal wings.
I can't help but just stare at the wings. They're so pretty.
And with that, I think that's where we'll end.
Alrighty then. We are all... Through all of the stuff we have traveled through, we have found our way to the most cliche possible way to start a campaign. We meet in a tavern.
Oh no!
You're meeting outside the tavern. And you all have different reasons for being here. We've just discussed them.
Yes. The best way to reach the tavern. So,
Yippee!
in any case, keep wondering if we will ever find...
We'll find a one.
Exactly.
Bye.